following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC. Always love the clothes of Jimmy, British punk, yo, wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity. We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Before we get started, let's say hi to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell. Yeah, I'm moving this down a little bit. Hold on, let's see. That's too much. Okay. All right, say hi, or I'll skip you and go to the next.
Whenever you're done playing with the camera.
No, you got to talk. You can talk anyway. Here, go.
Hello, Jimmy.
There you go. We also have Astro here, sitting here. We have a super fun show. You guys, we have Lady Summer Helene coming on, the Baroness, who's also related because they're a couple with Bear Fiorda, who we had last week, which the show did very, very well. Then we have after that coming Hilton Ariel Ruiz, one of my favorite filmmakers on the planet, coolest guy ever. He's been on a bunch of times, and he has a new film that just hit Amazon Prime, so we're going to be talking with him. We want to say hi. The chat room's just getting going. Stefan Bell's in the chat room. I want to thank Stefan Bell, you guys. He helped. He created Jimmy Star's World website, jimmystarsworld.com, and now he's editing because we're trying to build our YouTube. What do you call it? Fan base or whatever you want to call it. So he's turning like a bunch of little short videos of all our shows. He did some great videos, the ones you see me putting everywhere with Tony Orlando saying how great our show is and why it's so great. And he's doing something. He just did one for Bear Fiorda from last week, and he's getting ready to do the Jim Pittock guy. So it's a lot of fun, and I want to thank him for all his hard work in trying to get our YouTube channel monetized. So there.
And on the real side of life, there was a time, there was a day, there was a year that I would get dressed beautifully and go down to LaGuardia Airport, walk up to the desk and say, I'd like a ticket to Los Angeles, $150. one way, pay my ticket. Then I'd walk very slowly to the terminal to my airplane, where I was greeted by a stewardess, all dressed in a uniform. Good day, sir. Can I help you? Yes, I gave him my ticket. I walked in the plane. I sat there like a gentleman. Everyone else was dressed. Now we take off for our trip to New York City from Los Angeles. No, I think I got it wrong. Anyway.
You went to New York.
Yeah, okay. Lunch was served on a tray with real, not silverware, but flatware, metal, and china plates. And we had a choice, chicken or steak. The chicken was delicious with a beautiful sauce, and the steak was even better. And wine, if you liked. If you wanted to buy champagne, you could. Smoked a cigarette, sat there, relax. Next thing you know, we're landing in
wherever you're going.
Wherever I'm going. I forgot from the beginning of the story. Anyway, it was wonderful. Yesterday, we had a nervous breakdown. 3 people. My daughter, who's very, very qualified to do things like this on a computer and works all that shit. And Jimmy. I just directed what I wanted. I would have liked a nonstop flight to Pennsylvania. There's no such thing. You have to have a stopover in Dallas for 2 hours. Dallas is an airport with a train, and they usually put you in station 1 and you have to go to station 40 for the second flight. So you have to
it's
cross.
Like 10 terminals, yeah.
So you have to get in a train and go in a train. Please. Anyway, we're going to visit my daughter in Pennsylvania. It's just impossible doing anything today. Today, life is so much harder than 50 years ago. 50 years ago, we had less, we knew less, but we were happier. Now we know more, we do more, we have so many gadgets, a telephone that works and does everything, a car that drives itself. Everything is just insane. So when you get to be 85 years old, that is in however many years you have until you're 85, you will remember me. And you will say, my God, I remember when Ron Russell talked about the airplane and life was being difficult. And now here we are waiting at a station to go to Mars.
It's so funny.
And our flight is delayed.
It took us like 3 different nights, like 6 hours to find planes that actually like worked in the time frames that worked for us. We had to keep changing dates and keep changing airports that you go through. It was really like a hassle, to do it. And you don't get meals on any of them anymore.
We did this about maybe 4 or 5 months ago when we went to New York. And we went through this. And my knee was bad then. I was in a wheelchair and they took me from terminal to terminal. I felt sorry for the poor guy that was pushing. But Jimmy tipped him well, $20. And I said, Jimmy, $20 is a lot of money to start tipping them all because we're going to need 4 of them. That's like almost like another ticket.
I know, but his was a 40-minute walk. All the other people just took us a little ways. He took us a long way.
Well, I'm glad you did that. But anyway.
Yeah, we finally found a trip, you guys. We're going from August 14th to August 26th to Pennsylvania, and we'll drive to New York and see Eileen and see John and Terry, Ron's lifelong friends. And
my daughter, Leslie, will be home here at this house, our house, taking care of Astro.
Yes. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to it. We're going to miss a couple weeks shows, so it's going to be our vacation. Now we're taking one every year. We didn't used to, but now it seems like every year we go away for a little bit. So it's
because
nice.
I'm sick and tired of staying here in the desert with the sand blowing in my eyes and the boring life I live here in the desert. It's boring. The only time we have any excitement is when we go to LA. And we have things coming up now with the weather getting cooler and fall coming in.
We have Halloween Hotness.
We have a lot of events.
Clown Motel movie premiere is coming up on the same day as Halloween Hotness.
Right. So
a lot of cool events coming up. And another cool thing is we took a long drive on Sunday, and coming back we drove through LA. And I don't know if you guys
hold it. Oh. That long drive was 354 miles.
Yes, we drove 354 miles on Sunday, going all over the place.
Drove.
And so I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Sometimes you see it in movies, and I don't know if you're in a bigger city, you see it where they have these little robotic things that deliver food to people, and there's nobody pushing it or anything. It's all done remotely, or I don't know how it gets done. Anyway, it delivers food from restaurants to different people. It's like a little car, and it goes down the road. So now they have actual like a taxi. We saw 2 of them where there's no driver. There's just people getting driven around in LA in these cars that have no driver. And I guess you just get in. I forgot what it's called, like IO something or something. I forgot what it's called, but it was intense. And Ron and I were both like, I don't think I would like get in a car without a driver.
I wouldn't go in one for free. I don't think it's normal. I think it's a little too spacey for me. You know, the way people listen. Marijuana is legal in California. So 90% of your drivers are loaded. They're stoned out of their mind on pot. Now, when they're loaded and this stupid little Jeep comes along with no driver, no, I won't do it. I need a person.
But it was fascinating to see it.
It was upsetting because it was so unnecessary. It took a job away from a cabbie who has to support a family. And it made the company richer. So the company makes more money without having to pay for a driver.
I bet a lot of people are afraid, though, to drive in that.
Of course they're afraid. I wouldn't even drive a car that we can't steer. Yeah, we had one of those where we had to put it somewhere and it would drive itself. I did it for like a minute and it was weird. No.
Yeah,
I have to be in control. hands-on control.
I also saw a cool movie, you guys, the other day called Companion, and it was very wild. You would have never guessed what it was about. But in it, there was an electric car that also voice command, like you could sit in the passenger car side and say, "Take me home," and it would. And it's like a real car that's out. As a matter of fact, I think it was a Hyundai, but I'm not sure. But it'll actually drive you home.
They're working on hookers, women that look really machinery that look like women.
No, that's what this movie was about. It was called Companion, and it ends up that you can have a companion and you design what they're like.
Well, this is you just simply dial a number, and the hooker comes and finds you, and she says hello, and shows you her boobs, and says, "Feel me up. You can have a little bit now, and then the rest when we get to the motel or hotel." And then you have to follow the hooker, and then the hooker gets naked, lays there, and lets you have sex with her. The only problem is if you are having intercourse with her and your penis is inserted in her vagina and something goes wrong with a transistor and that vagina starts moving 100 miles an hour, smoke will come out and your penis will go on fire.
Yeah, right.
So now, is that the orgasm of all orgasms? I mean, really and truly, we've gone too far.
But this movie's very interesting, you guys, and it actually stars the guy from Novocaine.
Yeah, and they also make these men, big, tall, muscular men with 8 and 9 inch penises that work electronically. And those penises not only go up and down, in and out fast, they go around like a rotor-rooter. So it goes around, it goes in and out fast. And the same thing could happen with that. If a transistor blows and that penis goes 100 miles an hour, it'll put your pussy on fire.
I love it. Okay, we don't need that.
So I think we better stick to being human.
Yeah. What's up, chat room? So Lady Lake Music is in there. Stefan Bell is in there. B. Claudia just joined us from Germany. Hello, B. Haven't seen you too much. I hope everything is well with you. Cindy Lady Lake is awesome as always. And again, thank you, Stefan Bell. And everybody check out JimmyStarsWorld.com because it's got a lot of exciting stuff. We've been revamping it and changing it up a little bit. So I think you guys will totally dig it. And next week, you guys, we have A1, huge boy band from Europe. We have the lead singer coming on. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited for that. And the week after that, we have Lady Lake artist David Martinez, and we have Let Loose, another big British boy band coming on. So I'm super excited about that. We'll have 2 weeks of great music, and we're working on our second guest for next week now.
And I just sit here like a jerk, a bump on a log, because I don't even know who these people are. This show, we used to have older stars on this show, which gave me an opportunity to open up and find out and do. And
we have a lot of older stars on the show. We just had Melba Moore. She's older. We have a lot of older people on. We haven't had that many young ones. We're just going through a little slew of them right now because that's what's available.
I mean, like today's show, when Summer. When Summer comes on, I do a little bit, but there's not much I could do because Summer is more or less a technical woman. She's a businesswoman. She talks all kinds of shit that I don't understand. So I'm going to sit here smiling.
No, you won't.
While she and Jimmy will
be talking about the entertainment world of entertainment. Oh, Juan, go ahead and take off the Pop Goes to Collector thing. That goes for Collector's Corner. You guys, too, don't forget to check out my show, Collector's Corner with Jimmy Star. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. We also have Dark Frights Horror News, and we're going to bring Summer on in 1 second. But before so, let me just tell you guys, Pop Goes to Collector, my book, The Funko Enthusiast Guide to Collecting, Displaying, and Enjoying the Craze. On Amazon, $14.99 on Amazon, $7.99 on Kindle. You can get it, and we're gonna.
I read it. It's very informative. I learned all about those what do they call pop charts?
Funko Pops.
All those Funko Pops. I really could give a shit less about them, but I think it's a crazy thing that everybody's collecting them and making all kinds of money on them. That's the best part.
And my latest one, if you guys watched the last episode of Collector's Corner, I have an autographed Rob Halford from Judas Priest Funko Pop. And if you guys, anybody who knows music will know who Judas Priest is. And it's a really cool one, and it's very collectible. So check it out. Check out the book.
Anyway, if you
love
buy
it.
the book, you learn how to buy a pop for maybe $50,
No, they're all prices
whatever they are. I don't know.
from $10 to like thousands.
Who really gives a shit? Whatever they are, they are. You buy them and then you wait, you sit, and then you sell them for $300-400 more than you paid for them. I cannot believe that people are making a living and money off of Cocoa Pops.
Funko Pops,
Funko
yes.
Pops.
Anyway, so I think the most expensive ones is like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's insanity. Anyway, the book is pretty, and the pop people are very cute. They call pop people.
Funko Pop.
What's with the Funko?
That's the name of that's what it is. It's called a Funko Pop. That's the name of the company. Like like you have 49 watches. It's a Funko Pop.
Anyway, I call it Funko Pops. I'm amazed at what you can do today to make money. But anyway, get the book and make yourself a couple of bucks.
And I'm going to be working with B. Claudia. We're going to be putting out the sequel. I've already got another one that talks about only the most collectible Funko Pops and what to look for and how to get them. So there'll be another one coming soon, you guys. In the meantime,
Jimmy and I have us as Funko Pops.
Yes, we don't have them in here still. I packed them all up. Too bad. But we do have our own Funko Pops, a couple different versions. We even have ones of us in tuxedos.
The reason why we pack so much stuff, we packed half of the house is packed and it's in storage, because when you sell a house, the less crap of yours you have in it, the better it is. Clutter doesn't sell houses, so we've emptied the house out down to bare minimum. Ugly, but I think, but it's what people see better. They want to see the house. Not you want them to see your house, not your decorations.
Right.
So we have our Funko Pops. We have them in storage.
Yes. All right. So we're going to bring on our first guest. So let's rock and roll. Let's bring on Summer and let's see if we can see and hear her.
Hello, hello. How are we?
Oh, hello. You look fabulous.
Holy shit.
Supermodel baby. All right. We can hear you.
Wait a minute. How much weight did you lose?
Oh, I've lost about 20 pounds.
You look.
I don't even know who you are.
Well, thank you.
I know you're supposed to be Summer, but the Summer I knew was heavier and older.
The Summer you knew was a lot more pregnant. So it's sort of...
You look absolutely stunningly beautiful.
I love it. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome.
I'm trying to think of who she looks like. What actor?
Okay, you can think about it while I do an introduction.
Oh my God!
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the.
She looks like Betty Grable.
Oh, I like that. Thank you.
Do you know who Betty Grable is?
Of course I do.
You look like Betty Grable.
Thank you. I wish I had her legs. My favorite picture of her is the one.
That was a lot of shit. That was a lot of bullshit. Her legs were no better than anybody else's, but she needed to have some kind of a campaign at the time because her she wasn't really getting to where she wanted to be as a superstar. So some smartass came up with, let's insure her legs with the Lloyds of London. And they insured her legs for $1 million.
So it was a PR campaign.
Yeah, and her legs were beautiful, but no, Sid Charisse had better legs.
Betty
Grable had short legs. She wasn't long-legged. But when Sid Charisse lets those legs out, oh my God, they're breathtaking.
I agree with you there.
So, as you know, Hollywood likes the bullshit.
So let me get the intro. All right, you guys. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, former actress, former model, executive producer, media strategist, the lady Summer Helene, the Baroness. Hello and welcome to the show. We're happy to have you.
Hello.
And Bear's girl.
And, oh yes, and Bear's other half.
Yes, unfortunately.
That's something he would have said.
No.
Unfortunately, but not exactly.
Bear may have put on a few pounds, but if he loses those few pounds, he's back to gorgeous.
Oh, that's not the problem. He had to go up for one of his fights. Now he has to go down for a fight. I could never do his job. He has to put on, he goes up and down 30 pounds per fight. So he went up, he has a fight after this one. So he has to go down to 185 for his next fight and then up to 250 for his fight after that.
Because he is so handsome.
Up to 250 from 185 to 250. That's 65
That's very,
pounds.
very unhealthy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, it's terrible. These guys do their bodies. It's awful. But MMA is actually going to be in the Olympics for 2028 in Los Angeles. It's replacing boxing. And Joe Stevenson, Bear's coach, is one of the Olympic coaches. Bear's working with the Olympic participants. And they've actually chosen the Olympic team. He's helping as one of their kicking and striking coaches. So he's working with the U.S. Olympic team for 2028. And Joe Stevenson, Dan Henderson, the top MMA guys in the world are training these fighters because they feel MMA was invented in the United States, so they better win.
Oh, that's true. I agree with that, though. And I think that's very cool.
But when he's skinny, he's got the most handsome face because it's all cuts.
Oh,
He's
God,
all
yeah.
cuts. His face is all cuts.
It's the abs for me. He has an amazing body. Like, I hate when he has to go up weight classes to fight.
Oh, you mean you've seen his body naked?
A little bit.
You guys can follow Bear too, you guys. He's on he's at Bear Fiorda on everything. So you can see him on TikTok and Instagram, and then you can see his abs. You can also so Bear and Summer have a show on our sister station K4HD Radio. It's called Tune In Behind the Scenes, and it's on Fridays at noon Pacific time, right? Is that right?
It is. It's Tune In BTS is the social media, the show's behind the scenes. And essentially what we talk about is what goes on behind the scenes in media. We talk about what films are coming out, what fighters are going out, what's, really going on. It's a no BS look at entertainment. We have different people on.
And I know you cannot wait to talk about the film that I'm in that's coming out. We're August. What are we showing?
Oh, Clown Motel 3?
I don't even know. I don't even know the name of the fucking thing.
Send me the movie and I will absolutely pump it.
Because I am Sergeant General Milan.
No, it's not August though. It's coming out. The screening is in October. I don't know when it's coming out.
Anyway, I'm the lead baby in that movie.
I like that.
So
he plays General Milan.
We got to push it.
Yeah.
Definitely. You have to come on the show. We'll push that. We'll make sure Bear pushes it on his social media.
Right.
And then I know we got greenlit. I don't know if we told Jimmy yet. We got greenlit for one of the shows he's involved, which is Poultrygeist on Stage, which we're also simulcasting. We got greenlit for that. And we have some names attached to that I have to tell you off air. I probably shouldn't have done that on air. So nobody knows anything. No one say anything. And we're actually going to be doing an event for that. So we can use one to push the other because I always like to do that.
Absolutely.
And then I have 6 films coming up that I'll be shooting in the year. And I want to talk about the film that I'm especially happy and thrilled with. It's called O Negative. I play an old gay vampire who has a daughter. And I'm telling my daughter that I'm a vampire. And I'm teaching her how to be a vampire. And I take her to an enchanted land of strange people. It's a wonderful script. It's so like nobody's ever done it. And I lead in that one.
My favorite script is the one that you talked about. You guys wanted Fran Drescher for, and I actually have to speak with her coming up. She's now taking film jobs again.
That's yours.
What's
that's your film?
She's now taking film jobs again, and I have a meeting with her about a different script. So I need Joel to give me something to slip into that meeting.
I'll send it to you.
You're talking about what is it called? I wrote it. I forgot.
The First Gift of Magic.
The Gift of Magic. Okay.
First Gift of Magic.
What happened was I wanted Lainey Kazan. I wrote it for Lainey. This is gossip, good dirt. I wrote it for Lainey. But unfortunately, I suspected that Lainey, due to her injuries, was on opiates and wasn't quite capable. And she had gotten to be old. I don't know what happened to her, but she got skinny. And she wasn't very, very cooperative. So Renee Taylor from The Nanny, who I know, I said, Renee, would you like to play the lead? Lainey, I don't think is capable of playing it. So she said, yes, definitely. Well, when Lainey, because they're best friends, when Lainey found out that Renee was playing the lead in the movie I wrote for Lainey, she went nuts. And she started yelling and insulting me and whatever. So what happened was Renee and Lainey spoke to each other. And I think Lainey said, if you're really my friend, you will not do his movie.
So now neither one of them are doing it.
And the both of them dumped me like a hot potato. They never called me back. They never spoke to me. They didn't even have the class or the style to say, Ron, we're not going to do it because we're both friends. They didn't even have that class. And I said to Lainey when I spoke to her, Lainey, I wrote it for you. My heart is breaking. I wanted it for you. It's your part. You know that.
It's good though for us because neither one of them were good for distribution.
So now, now when we're ready to go into production, I'm going to contact Sandra.
Well, she's saying she might be able to get to.
I already have to go meet with Fran Drescher, and
Well,
so
Fran Drescher won't do it because Fran Drescher is best friends with Renee.
that's why you don't. That's why you don't take it to her. I do.
No, but that little Jewish gang, they're like the mafia. Those broads. Everybody, they listen. There's about 5 of them. 5 of them. All little Yenzerettes, I call them. All right. But anyway, so now I'm going to go after Sandra Bernhardt.
What do you think of Sandra Bernhardt? Do you like her?
You know Sandra Bernhardt.
Is she still alive?
Yeah.
She's young. She's only in her.
Oh, I'm thinking of Sarah Bernhardt.
No, Sandra Bernhardt.
Sandra Bernhardt.
She's like in her 60s, I think. Sandra Bernhardt.
She's a dirty mouth.
No, that's not her right name. Is that the right name, Sandra Bernhardt?
Sandra Bernhardt.
Look.
No.
Sandra Bernhardt. She's a stand-up comic. Gay people love her.
Sandra Bernhardt. Bernhardt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bernard.
Bernhardt. Yeah, Bernhardt. Yeah.
Okay.
Or other people, but you know, we'll work on it.
Well, I'll talk with you about it after.
I would hit Kathy Griffin, and she's actually a solid actress. Has done a lot of drama work.
She'd hit Kathy Griffin.
I wouldn't work with Kathy Griffin if
I love her. She's lovely.
she's one of the evilest women in the world.
Okay, don't do politics.
What?
Okay.
No, why? She's evil. Lara Spencer, who's my daughter's best friend, decorates. She likes to design. So Kathy said to Lara, would you help me design? And they came to Palm Springs and they went to all the junk stores to buy old shit for Kathy to repaint and redo. Well, that's all. That's as far as I'm going with the story. Use your imagination.
So hang on, I want to go back to you. First of all, so you're allowed to say that Poultrygeist, though, is going to be done.
It's greenlit. We have an agreement from Lloyd. We've got an agreement from the distributor. We've got some names. I know you know who we're talking to on that. So we've been back and forth with that. We're settling on that. And that's either way, we're green. That just affects the budget on that. And we're
Tell
looking.
everybody what that is real quick, though. So you guys, Poultrygeist was a famous movie done by Lloyd Kaufman.
Great.
Of
movie.
which now he's got another film, Toxic Avenger, that's coming out as a $100 million film.
Yeah.
Starring a lot of really big people. His name is big, and he's probably the most famous independent horror movie director on the planet. You know, he makes low budget films. And were you a Troma chick?
I was. I was my father's biggest disappointment. I was offered when they were doing like the reboots of all the films. They were doing like the Expendables. They were coming with like all of the horror, the action guys coming back. Lloyd wanted to do a film called Toxie's Last Stand. And I had just shifted. I was working with Brad Gray over at Paramount, assisting him. And so I told Lloyd, no, I can't do that, because he's the one that got me the job over at Paramount. And I told him, no, I can't do that. I can't come back and, be Toxie's girl in that one. My father was heartbroken. He was more upset that I would not leave Paramount to go do Toxie than anything I've ever seen. He is the biggest Troma fan. Then again, his favorite movie is Bloodsucking Pharaohs from Pittsburgh, which I did not know was a thing. So, but he loved Toxic Avenger. And what Lloyd did before the age of YouTube, Lloyd gave filmmakers a place to get their films out. He's wonderful, very New York. He married the New York Film Commissioner, which is the reason I think he's still in business. But he truly believed in the art of filmmaking. Now, he was a horror guy, but he's also put out comedies. He's put out all sorts of things. I think Sleepaway Camp was one of the bigger ones that he did. He's done quite a few.
I didn't know he did Sleepaway Camp.
Mm-hmm. Felissa Rose was in that as well when she was quite young. He was one of the funders. Mm-hmm.
Lloyd Kaufman,
Oh.
Kaufman did Sleepaway Camp. That's the movie that made Felissa Rose famous.
He was actually one of the funders. It didn't come out from Troma. He not only, and I have more respect for Lloyd than I do for most people in the world. He started James Gunn. He gave whenever he needs a favor from someone, most of Hollywood will show up because everybody got their start with Lloyd. He either funded your film or he distributed your film or he did something. George Clooney began with him. James Gunn started with him. Everyone
Look at them now.
Yep.
Look at them all now. So we actually, Lloyd Kaufman was probably like our 6th or 7th guest on the Jimmy Star Show in its inception 18 years ago. He was we had him on and he was hilarious on the show. We had a great time with him. I had met him at Screamfest in Orlando. And we had a blast, hanging out with him at Screamfest.
Before we get caught up in this whole show, send hugs, love, and kisses to Alexis.
I will, and I need a charger. Alexis, they are sending you hugs, love, and kisses.
Hey, Alexis.
She's sending it your way back.
So,
I love Alexis. She's the
she's
sweetest.
incredible.
She's the most beautiful, sweetest woman I've ever met.
I agree. She's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I love her.
So you guys look for Poltergeist. It's going to be a rock opera, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I Googled you today because I was like, I don't have any notes, and I know a lot of things about you, but I also know there's a lot of things that are behind the scenes business stuff that we can't say. So I was like, what am I going to talk about? So I went on. So you moved to Australia when you were 6 weeks old. Is that right?
So I was an Australian born abroad. My father was traveling. My family is so it's an odd thing. I grew up in a place called between Sydney and Burnie, Tasmania. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. My family is obviously from the UK, and then I came to America when I was 16.
As a Victoria's Secret model.
As a Victoria's Secret model. I wanted to be a nun, actually. My father talked me out of it.
A nun?
A nun. He said, you wanted to be a nun because you want to be a good person. Don't throw your life away for it. So my dad's Catholic.
You wanted to be a nun. Did you think you were a dyke?
No, I wanted to be a good person. And my father said he doesn't want me to
all the nuns are dykes. So how could you be a nun?
I grew up in Catholic school, so I thought these nuns were always so nice and incredible and helping people. And my father said he doesn't want me to throw my life away. He said, you don't want to be a nun. What you want to be is a good person. Don't throw your life away. So then I took the job as a Victoria's Secret. I'm not sure that's what he meant. He didn't want to go make my living in my underwear.
From a nun to being a Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah, bit of a leap.
But that brought you here, right? Did that bring you to America?
It did. I was under contract with Victoria's Secret, and so I was doing films and I was doing modeling, and I was doing very, very well. And as it turns out, being in front of the camera is a skill in itself. Fine, I could do that part. Interacting with the public is an even more important skill, and I don't have that one. I'm an ass. So
actually, I read an interview with you online, and it basically said, you're behind the scenes, you make people famous, you have this God-branded a company, and you're involved in all kinds of productions. Yep. And the problem that you have in Hollywood is that you're a straight talker like he is. You just like to go to the point, say what it is, and you don't like all the little chit-chat, bullshit, fake shit that goes along with it.
Too much of that. I go in my years ago when I used to go to Hollywood parties where Lana Turner could be Rita Hayworth. All those big stars could be in the party. That was to say. I'm still suffering from that stupid thing I got from. I'm having.
Yes, post-operative.
I'm having a moment, folks. So please,
that's terrible.
Bear with me.
I just think you're like me. I don't have the ability to pretend I like people that I don't. I do not have that skill. I don't have that bone, and I don't see that in you either. And I respect that, by the way.
I'm never rude to people I don't like.
Oh, I
am. I just tune out.
I like that.
He'll just tune out, or he won't say anything at all. He'll see him and he'll wave hi, or if they come and say hi, he'll say hi, but then he'll turn around and go someplace else.
And the only reason I would do that is if the person did something to harm me or harm my name or my career. Now you make people famous, right?
Very much.
Too bad I'm famous, or I'd let you make me famous.
Predominantly I work more with companies and films than individuals. I can work with individuals, and I have been hired for crisis essentially, but I don't do like what Jimmy does, where he does PR. That is a skill in itself, and one I do not have. What I do is the marketing strategies and funding for film and television shows. So the marketing strategy goes with the funding for a product or a show to make sure that it has the most exposure, the biggest reach, and the largest return. So for example, like with Poultrygeist, we bring on corporate sponsorship from the beginning. It gets written into the script, and the distribution plan is embedded before anything happens. So it's very different, where what Jimmy does is he'll take someone, put them in front of the camera, or he'll take a company and he'll put it out there and he'll do that push to create the image. What I do is I manage the pathway for as many eyeballs as possible to get on a product. And what will get it's entirely clinical, it's entirely mathematical, where what Jimmy does is entirely, it's art, and I respect the hell out of it. The reason I like being on the funding end is I get to make sure people far more talented than myself get their projects seen, get in front of the right audiences, and get a return on what they're doing. Because I think one of the biggest deficiencies in Hollywood is that the most talented people tend to make the least money. People like myself that are clinical, that are good at, the banking end, do very, very well. But the people with real talent need the money to make those projects and need a return so that they can keep making those projects and so that we can have art in the world.
Absolutely. So you guys, I'm going to blow her horn a little bit. First of all, you guys could have seen her there's some movies that she was in, some horror movies. Monster, I went on IMDb, Monster Mountain, Memphis Rising, Elvis Returns, Kelton's Dark Corner, Trilogy 1, Slaughter Party, which I'm sure I've seen, Dialogues, Fairway to Heaven, A Frightened Time. She moved here. She produced a TV show.
So you know from IMDb, I'm actually better known for breaking IMDb than I am for anything else. That's about 1/5. I broke IMDb. If you type in AFD in the producers portal, I was working for a company called AFS, you will delete your IMDb, everyone attached to you, and your Amazon account, because Amazon owns it. And once they all break apart, every page is individual. So you can go to things I've worked on, that page, and find me there, but it's not linked.
But it won't be on your IMDb.
Nope. So it's completely broken. I am best known. I am the reason there is a warning on IMDb in the producers portal that says, do not put in AFD. I'm like the kid that put the dry cleaning bag over their face.
So you're like in the kid. Do you ever see? So one of my favorite movies of all time is Hackers.
She even smiles like Betty Grable.
With the Angelina Jolie, and Johnny, whatever his name is, she married. Anyway, that's one of my all-time favorite movies. So it's kind of like he broke the internet and made the stock market exchange crash.
Yes, I did that, but way more stupid. What I did was way more dumb. But I was working for a company called AFS, and so all the independent companies I worked for that I was valuable to reconnected to me, but all the ones that were valuable to me couldn't be bothered.
Oh, that sucks. Well, okay, so she's got a bunch more movie credits than the ones I brought up, and then she met Lloyd Kaufman. He got her on working for Paramount Pictures. She became an executive vice president, the youngest one ever, I believe.
Yes.
Youngest executive vice president ever. And she worked with Howard Hughes at California Pictures that became Paramount. And I wrote down youngest executive in Hollywood history. And you still look like you're in your like early 20s, so like you still look the same. So nobody would know. Oh, she's 36. Okay, she actually told us.
Yeah, don't tell anyone though, then they'll know.
That's right. We won't tell anybody.
Well, right now, being 36 is more important than being 26 because people don't put a lot of stock in a 26-year-old, but they do in a 36-year-old.
When I was in my 20s, I'd lie and say I was in my 30s. I always tried to look older.
Yeah, because young people, you don't want to.
Because they won't take you serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Though the worst, it was bad. I lied up my age. Alexis, when she was 18, she was lying up her age. I found in Hollywood, you lie up your age till you hit about 40, then you start lying down.
Well, I found that being 85, I became valuable. Yeah.
It's knowledge and experience. One of the best things I ever heard was there's a great movie. It's called John Carter. It nearly bankrupted Disney.
Yes, I saw it.
And it was a good film, but the reason it nearly bankrupted Disney is Disney decided, its executives, and I'm talking about men in their 80s and 90s, men I respect and love to this day. They got them off the board, gave them their golden parachute, and I was horrified. And I'm calling these guys, these are the men that trained me. I was so angry. And they're like, no. This isn't going to bankrupt the studio. They'll call us. He said, we're taking our we're taking our payouts. Then when this flops, we're going to charge them double for our contracts back. And I'm thinking, what in the heck are they talking about? They brought in a younger board to do this John Carter movie. It nearly bankrupted the studio. It is not a bad movie, but it was
good. I liked it.
Marketed movie in the history of ever. You wouldn't know it was a space movie. You wouldn't know it was a cowboy movie. You wouldn't know it was sci-fi if you didn't know the project. It was considered the worst marketing of any film in the history of Disney. And because of that, Bob was brought in to head Disney. Because of that, the whole board was brought back. They were right. They had to hire this board back. There is nothing equal to experience and time. My bosses from way back at Paramount still treat me like I'm 4 years old, and it is the price I pay to have their knowledge at my disposal. It's they know what they're doing. You cannot trade. I don't care how, I mean, social media is important. It's incredibly important now. So there do have to be bridges, but you cannot trade the experience that you get in the industry for anything else.
Absolutely. So have you ever seen the movie The Covenant?
Of course.
The witches. So in The Covenant, the motorcycle guy from The Covenant was the guy from the movie, right?
John Carter. I don't remember. I know he played Gambit in Wolverine. I'm trying. Would you look that up, please, Alexis?
Oh, I thought that it was the guy from The Covenant was John Carter. He was also in Friday Night Lights.
I think he was in Friday Night Lights. Would you look up the guy from
Taylor Kitsch?
Yes,
Taylor Kitsch. Yes,
Taylor Kitsch, that's it. And he played Wolverine, and then ironically, the girl that played Wolverine's girlfriend, also played the lead girl in the John Carter movie. So she was the girlfriend, the princess.
I loved
he's great. It was a great film, but it nearly bankrupted Disney.
Yeah,
it simply had to do with the marketing and distribution. It was poorly distributed. So if they'd hired myself for distribution, Jimmy for marketing, Disney would have been fine.
Yeah, they would have been good.
Mm-hmm. But instead, they nearly bankrupted the entire studio, had to hire their old board back. And something I always tell people is, you know, I especially see it with the young startups and things like that. Tubi is now doing what Fox Searchlight was doing and taking on original content. And it's a really young board, but they still defer to the older guys at Fox. You cannot, without experience, I will always defer to the guys that have been here longer than me. They know more. You cannot buy that experience. You cannot trade for it. You cannot Google it. You cannot ask ChatGPT.
People don't
things that come up. Pardon?
People don't actually like think that. Everybody thinks they know everything, and they don't go. Like I have a whole stable of people to go to when I don't know how to do something.
Me too. Yourself among them. Like it was, Jimmy, I broke this. What do I do?
And I think it's so different now than it used to be. Oh, Astro, it's okay. Astro,
I think
where's he barking?
I don't know. He sees a shadow or something.
I think there is a lack of respect for wisdom. And I think as we've broken down, as families have broken down, as social groups have broken down, especially after the pandemic, the less socially conscious we become, the more we forget that our elders and those with more experience have more experience and knowledge, and the less we respect it.
I think so. So how is it working in Hollywood as an executive and as being a young female? Like, do you find it a lot of, well, I mean, you know a lot of people, so maybe you don't have as much difficulty as other females might have, but how do you find it in general? And then how do you find it with the fact that you're like you have a title?
So it's funny. The title does well with businesses because I come from an aristocratic family. The title works in business. Obviously, I don't use it among friends, that sort of thing, but it does work for business. In Hollywood itself, I got called the Duchess of Hollywood for a while because there was a misunderstanding when we were explaining titles, and it got put in Variety. So that stuck for a while. There's not a lot of understanding of it. As far as being a female, men opened the door for me. I was one of the first women to have done the job that I did. Sherry Lansing obviously did it first, but I've worked with Catherine Bigelow. I've worked with Sherry Lansing. I've worked with the first women there, and I felt very, very much the same way they did. It wasn't women that opened the door for me. It was men. I have not had that negative experience. Yes, I've worked with like Harvey, but we were funding Harvey, so he wouldn't mess with my boss
With Harvey.
time.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I've worked with Harvey, so
I,
yes,
I knew Harvey Weinstein.
Ron used to see him socially at events, right?
yes.
He used to be at every opening, and I lived in Beverly Hills, so every time there was a shoe store opening or whatever, he was there.
Yeah, he was Harvey. So I'd hear those stories. I didn't have that experience because my boss, like Brad, protected the hell out of me. If anyone looked at me wrong, he would have defunded them. He really did protect me. I was very lucky, but I try and give opportunities to people who come up, myself, especially women, especially people that don't have an in and aren't related to someone in Hollywood, because that's really the big thing. It's not even gender. It's, do you have an in, and how do you get in? You either go to university and try and get in through an internship, or you're related to someone. I try and open the door for people with talent, because I think there is a dry pool in Hollywood these days. Everything, it's people like me that are making decisions. They're clinical, they're by the numbers, and we are losing the creativity that once made Hollywood great. But honestly, it's men that open the door for me. I've not had a lot of those experiences. Yes, when I was modeling, I dealt with a bunch of scumbags, but Victoria's Secret really protects their models. So I didn't have that problem, because when you go to an event, you go in a group and they take you out. When I was working for Lloyd, he is really strict on how people are treated on his sets. When he got me the job over at Paramount, Brad is really strong on how people are treated. So I didn't have those experiences, but I dealt with a lot of girls I did. I mean, I had a few, but
nothing so negative though that you're like had to leave the business or anything like that.
Most of the people I knew that had those experiences were men, because women are listened to. But when you look at people like Terry Crews, people don't listen to him because he is a large man, and they don't understand how somebody could harm him. They don't understand that him hitting back would have ended his career and his ability to feed his family. It's a different kind of control.
Same with like the mummy guy.
Brendan Fraser, exactly the same.
Brandon.
Yeah, he's a lovely, lovely man. It's so for me, yes, it's horrible for the girls, but I think it was worse for the girls in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s than it is now. I think in the 80s and 90s it started to change, but it has never changed for the young men and for the men in Hollywood. I mean, it's terrible for anyone, but we are listening to women now. We're still ignoring the Terry Crewses. We're still ignoring the Brandon Frasers, and we still have a very narrow view. When you look at
didn't Brandon, he said he got a cut.
Yeah, he did. That's what
we're
talking about.
You know what? I'm in the business 65 years. I wish I had $10 every time my dick was grabbed. All right? By accident. You know, can I do this? Can I do that? They feel you up.
Just a grab would have been okay. Things went
part of the business.
Wait, go ahead. Say that.
I think if it was just a grab, he would have been okay. I get my butt grabbed at least once a month. I don't
what
care.
they do? Pull his pants down and screw him? I mean, if you can resist that, you know. You don't have to stand there with your ass out.
You don't. But one of the best examples, I'm not going to say who, but a really scummy dude that used to work in this business. A friend of mine was a PA, and he comes in to bring this guy his lunch, and he'd done it every day. He walks in, he brings this lunch, and he takes the lunch in, he puts it down, and he realizes the guy's stark naked. He's got gay porn on the TV, and he has let 2 pit bulls go that are now sitting in front of the door. And so my friend is sitting there.
All I know is,
hang on, let her finish.
Tab Hunter I knew Tab Hunter well. And if he tried to feel me up, I'd help him.
Well, there's ones that you like, and then there's ones you don't like.
Superman tries to grope me, don't care which one, I'm in for it. I like that All-American thing.
You like all of them? Do you like all the different Supermans?
Oh, God, yes. I like the All-American thing, hence I'm dating Bear.
Yes.
I have a thing for the All-American thing. Any iteration I'll take.
Christopher Reeves is still my favorite Superman, but I just did I have a new show called Collector's Corner because I collect action figures, and I did an episode on George Reeves, and I like the old Superman. He's our first Superman. I like all of them. The new one I haven't seen yet, but I think Henry Cavill was a great Superman.
Henry Cavill. I don't think they gave Henry Cavill enough chances. I think if they had, by moving into, I like Batfleck. I think he was a good Batman, but I think the Batman versus Superman killed the franchise. They should have done the 3 films they wanted to with Henry Cavill.
He hated it. He hated Batman versus Superman. He was like, "Why is Batman fighting Superman?" You know.
So did
writing, stupid writing.
But I love that they went with James Gunn. I love what they're doing now. I haven't seen it yet. I hear that it is spectacular. The new Superman is supposed to be very, very good because it's very true to comic book. It's completely good guy, completely camp, which I love. I love campy. And it's
James Gunn too, because I love Suicide Squad. He did the second Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know we know one of the girls who was in that. I forgot what her name. She gets killed, like, you know, when they land on the island or whatever. She gets blown up, but she's cool. And it was a lot of fun.
I've always liked the Marvel ones better, and not just because I worked for them, but I've always liked the Marvel better. I thought they did better in film, and I think by bringing James Gunn over, this will be the birth of DC's filmverse, because Marvel has pissed off. Disney has pissed off all the Marvel guys, and they've signed back over at Paramount. Like, they bailed. They're like, peace. But
so what's your favorite Marvel movie out of all the Marvel movies? Then?
I worked on Guardians 1 and 2. I didn't get 3. I'm still bitter. So of course those are my favorites. But
3 the one with Kurt Russell?
3, no, that's 2.
Okay, that was a good one. I like that
3,
one.
Yeah, those were the 2. I didn't get 3 because it went to Disney. I just did the distribution plan for those. But essentially, if I have to be honest, Captain America was probably the best. The first Captain America. I love that kind of all-American good guy thing. I like when things, I don't need, we've got Batman, we've got brooding. I like heroes being heroes. And I felt Black Panther was fantastic. The first Captain America was fantastic. And the first Avengers was spot on.
Here's my problem with the Marvel stuff. First of all, Guardians of the Galaxy was such a great film. But you know what really made the film? I mean, it was fun. The music.
Yeah.
The best soundtrack of any movie out there, 100%. Everybody knew all the songs. If you were older and they had stuff for younger people in it, great soundtrack. Because I'm not a huge fan of Chris Pratt. I mean, he's okay, but he's not like my favorite.
He's a lovely man that I legally could say nothing negative about.
Oh no, I don't have anything bad about him anyway. I don't have anything bad. He's not one of my favorite actors in the world. I mean,
I'll give you a list off air.
he's done fabulous films. I love him in Jurassic World and all those movies. So I think it's like really cool. But it wasn't like my favorite. My problem with all the Captain America stuff is so I was a big Captain America and Bucky fan of the comic books, and Bucky in the comic books is nothing at all like he is portrayed in any of the movies, and I don't like that because in the comic books they were like a team and they were always going together, and Captain America would look out. It was like Batman and Robin.
It was
gay lovers. They could have been gay lovers.
Yeah, they could have been gay lovers. But so I don't like it because of that. Even though I do think the Stan guy is a great actor and everything, but I wish they would have made Bucky more true to the comic books.
But there was nobody in the world like.
Why I like the first one. Pardon?
He's
Flash Gordon. He was
Flash Gordon is her favorite.
He's lovely. Huh?
When I die, I'm going to come back as Flash Gordon.
I love Sam Jones. He's lovely. We've worked with him a couple of times, and he's actually, we should get him in Poultry Guys because we're getting Mr. T in as well. We're getting a bunch.
I have his contact info.
Yeah, we need to discuss who we want to put in that. But
he was on our show, and he told a story about when he was in this movie. And they're shooting like a scene in the park, and he has to run through the park naked. And he's full naked. And he said when he got to the end where he was supposed to be running, nobody was supposed to be there, but there was like a garden club or something, having a meeting. So he ran in, and there's the seats with all these like naked women. All these women, and he was like naked. So we had him on, but he likes Buster Crabbe. Flash Gordon from like the 30s or the 40s.
But the other Flash Gordon, there's pictures of him naked, and he was well endowed. So the people at the garden party got a good view. Our Flash Gordon was Buster Crabbe from 1937.
There's a guy here in the desert, and he has actual movie props. So he has
From
Robbie,
that
he has
movie.
Robbie the robot, and he has a real C-3PO, and he has all these like great things. And I got invited to go see it, but I wasn't allowed to take pictures. But he has the actual Stratocaster from the Flash Gordon TV series hanging from the ceiling of his office, where he has all these things, and he has every robot that there is. He has the one from Lost in
coming
Space.
from a house where my father was very Italian, very strict, and very, very. My father would never lift me or feed me or push a baby carriage. Never happened. Mm-hmm. Flash Gordon became my father as I was growing up, because I fantasized that he was my father.
A different view of masculinity, and that happens. That's one of the benefits of television. We the first, I don't want to say the first interracial kiss, but the first interracial kiss in America actually happened in Star Trek, and it was Nichelle, and she's lovely. She I knew her for many, many years, and she said that she wanted to quit Star Trek, and she got a letter from Dr. King saying, "You're showing a future where people, men, women, black, white, are working together. Please don't leave." And she said it was awful to resent someone so much. I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, he got shot not long after that." And she said, "And the last thing I wanted to do was send the letter that was saying, 'No, screw you,' which was essentially what she was writing to him." And so she stayed on Star Trek because of this. And I've heard
her at a red carpet premiere. What's her
Nichelle.
name again?
Nichelle.
Yeah, she was Ahoya. What's her? Yes, there we go. On Star Trek, the black lady on Star Trek. We met her at one of those info list parties when we first moved here. We met her.
Now, something she said reminds me of what you were saying about that being your father. Is she said she understood what Dr. King was saying to her. It's showing a different future, and she liked television because it showed. She would look back at women, black women specifically in film, were being shown a different way than she saw people living their lives. It would show you a different view of masculinity, a different view of life, a different life you could live. Really, film, it's why these post-apocalyptic films and dystopian films are not great for society, because it only shows you a broken future. But film shows you a different way to live and a different world and a different person you can be. So when you see the Flash Gordons that you want to be, you can model yourself there. It's why Superman was so popular. It's why comics were so popular. It shows you a different way of being.
We love Flash Gordon, and I bought a bunch of Flash Gordon figures, and he was like, "That's my superhero. You can't be buying Flash Gordon action figures." So we have a bunch of different Flash Gordon action figures, and he's also, he was on our show.
I will tell you, the 1936 Flash Gordon, I was not born yet. I saw him on television years later on Channel 5. They reran the serial, the Flash Gordon serial, and that's how I got to know Flash Gordon in the 50s.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's so cheesy, but it's fun.
But that's what makes it good. When people
what I felt, I think what had happened was I was getting my first homosexual feelings and didn't know it. You know what I mean? Because I think I was falling in love with him.
That makes sense.
And that's how, you learn to be gay, is who you fall in love with. And I remember just thinking he was the handsomest, beautiful man I've ever seen.
I actually have a Flash Gordon, Buster Crabbe Flash Gordon. It's not from the 30s because they didn't make action figures like that back then, but they made it in like the 70s, and I actually have like a box. Well, actually, I gave it to him. It's worth like $1,000.
He's worth it.
Yes, he's told. I didn't pay $1,000. It's just worth it now. He's totally worth it. But I think it's fun, and I love all of that stuff. So I'm happy. And the other night we watched Jason and the Argonauts. It was on Turner Classic Movies.
That's a good one.
And that's another super cheesy movie, but I totally enjoyed it.
It's good. They're great. They're really great. I love that you're collecting the
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. I love that. I'm watching. You're doing that. All the girls I know are collecting Labubus, and all the guys I know are collecting the Funko Pops. I'm watching this, and I'm feeling bad about. I collect handbags, so I'm useless. The
Labubus though are so popular now. I wonder if that's going to be something that's. It's called a Labubu. It's like this little animal, but everybody's making their own versions. There's like Louis Vuitton makes it, and Chanel, and everybody, and they're like little stuffed animals that are like thousands of dollars.
Because you get them in a blind box.
I don't want those.
You get them in a blind box for $20. And so you have women carrying like $20,000 Birkins hanging a $20 Labubu on their Birkin. But you get it in, some are worth a lot, some are worth a little, and because they're blind boxes, you can't tell. And so people are buying like tons of them, reselling the expensive ones, the same as the guys are with the Funko Pops. So I got the girls going for the Labubus, the guys going for the Funko Pops. And I think there'll be staying power with the Funko Pops, but I think the Labubus will go the same way as Beanie Babies.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to retain value. But I do actually think the Funko Pops will, because they have grown over time.
Yes.
Yes.
And they've been going around since like 2008 or something. I mean, they've already been around for like a long time.
They're well established, and I think they'll continue with time. A lot like Legos. There are certain Lego sets that are always very, very valuable. There are certain action figures that are valuable. I see Funko Pops going that way, and I see Labubus going the way of the Beanie Baby.
Yeah, I think so too.
They made Funko Pops of Jimmy and I.
Yeah, we have our own Funko
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
They have us almost naked. They have us in black shorts.
Oh no, that's not a Funko Pop.
Oh, what is that?
That's a bobblehead that somebody made for us.
So where's that? What's
Our
that?
Funko Pops are the ones in the little box wearing tuxedos, going to the Academy Awards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's us.
I even have one with red glasses. So tell us, what do you have coming? So what kind of shows do you have that you're working on that you can talk about?
So we're working on Spa, which is a television show coming out there. I have a Christian reality show we're doing with Lauren Powers. We have obviously Jimmy and I know he and I have to catch up a bit, but he and I have one which is Poultrygeist. But it looks like we've got 3 different series of that they want. They want the first one done on stage, then a part 2 and a part 3, and they want to do Kabuki Man. So it's a whole thing there. Then we have, I have a reality show that's coming out about royalty in America. So there's a lot of peerage and a lot of royalty here. We're working with Prince Mario Max, Prince Lorenzo D'Amici. We're working with the English royalty. We're working with the Dutch and the Swedish and the Nigerian and Ghanaian and Japanese and Korean. So there's a lot of royalty and a lot of peerage, and people actually come to America to not be known. Prince Mario Max, for example, cannot walk down the street in Europe anywhere. Everyone knows who he is. And here he comes to cage fights with us. So it's a very different world, because America is much more egalitarian, and people don't do things based on obviously birth order or anything. Priogenesis is not a thing here. It's a very, very different reality. So priogeniture, and a lot of royalty hides in America. So we have a reality show there. I sort of got roped into it because my family's titled, and they trust that I'm not going to make them look bad. That being pointed out, I'd like to point out I've worked on some of the trashiest reality shows on television, so I wouldn't have picked me, but they are right. I am at least a moniker.
What's something that you consider a trash reality show? Like, I don't watch a lot of reality shows unless they're music oriented. I love the new show, Building the Band or whatever, that just started with AJ McLean. I love that. I watched that. But the only reality show I think I've ever watched with Ron is We Liked Bling Empire, which was fun. Remember Bling Empire? All the Chinese people and stuff, and they were rich as, giving out Rolexes to everybody who comes to their dinner party.
It was obnoxious.
But it was fun. I love it.
It was obnoxious. The more obnoxious something is, the better. If you're gonna do it, go big or go home. Like, it's Henry Cavill's got a child with the girl that was on My Super Sweet 16. Her dad's a big producer and everything else. The most obnoxious show in the history of television was My Super Sweet 16.
Oh my God, I love that show. Mm-hmm. They would always have somebody famous come. My favorite one is the one that they had Frankie J come and sing.
I love that.
16-year-old birthday, and I used to love that show. That show, and the other one MTV had was the thing about the house. I don't know what it was called. Where you go see
MTV Cribs.
Yeah, that was the best.
Mm-hmm. It was so unfair. I remember we had to have a coming out, and we were sent to finishing school, and I'm watching all these girls with My Super Sweet 16, and I'm looking at my dad like, what kind of that? And he said, title does not mean obnoxiously rich, by the way. That it means you're raised with titles, but not necessarily, you don't
have to have the money to go with it. Yes.
Yeah. My dad was in the Navy. And so I'm like, why can't we do that? Why do I have to go to finishing school? Why can't I have that kind of party? My dad was like, well, that's the end of MTV.
You're not going to get to watch. MTV has changed a lot, so I liked it back then. I don't really watch anything on it now because it's it's for young people, and like I don't want to see the things, you know, about like my pregnant 16-year-old and stuff like that.
No, the one thing they did that was fantastic though is the reboot of Beavis and Butt-Head. They actually followed the original series, and Mike Judge, he did amazing. So, and he's also rebooting King of the Hill, but he just did Beavis and Butt-Head, and it was identical to the original series. I thought he was going to ruin it. No, to him, but it was great.
I don't have it now because we packed everything up, but I have a 4-foot by 4-foot original watercolor that I commissioned someone to paint of Beavis and Butt-Head 30 years ago. That sits in my office, and it's fabulous. It really is. It's Beavis and Butt-Head was the coolest thing ever back in the day.
It was brilliantly done. They took the idea of a variety show and with the music and the everything and made it MTV. Like you were talking about people not knowing Judas Priest. I'm sorry, if you don't know who Judas Priest is, kill yourself. That's like if you are under the age of 50 and you don't know who Judas Priest is, go to the corner. They changed music. But Beavis and Butt-Head, the music they had in there was wonderful. Just wonderful.
So we had a guy on our show many years ago, many, I think this was pre-Ron even, when that movie Rockstar came out with Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
So that movie is loosely based on Judas Priest. And the guy who, the Mark Wahlberg character in real life is Tim Ripper Owens. And he came on our show back in the day when the movie came out and said, you know, the movie's loosely based on, you know, the whole Judas Priest thing. And I'm the Mark Wahlberg character because I'm the one who went in and replaced Rob Halford. And, you know, and then was with him for 6 years. And then Rob Halford came back and he got booted out. And he's a great singer, phenomenal singer. And Judas Priest, I mean, like they're like the most, you know, fabulous, you know, metal band that's ever like lived.
Oh,
and we know a lot of people because like we're really good friends with what's his name?
I love that. We're really good
Anthrax. Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. Joey Belladonna is like a friend of ours. We've been in New York. We went to events. Him and his wife are really good friends of ours.
We love he and his wife. We hang with them and we have so much fun.
Oh my God, I can't believe there's somebody calling.
Who's that?
I love Anthrax. Honestly, I think my favorite. I love Anthrax. I think Metallica is probably my favorite of all.
Oh yeah,
they're the most down to earth, unaffected stars that we know.
Rock stars really are. They go one of two ways. You have one of my favorites is Twisted Sister. There's a great story. He comes home from tour and his wife's this beautiful woman, tiny little thing. And he comes in and he gets on, he goes out with her dad, has too much to drink, lays in bed, and she tries to snuggle up next to him. He kicks her as hard as he can across the room and calls her a whore, tells her to get the fuck out. I'm married.
Oh shit!
And he thought he was still on his tour bus, and then he gets up and he wheezes in the closet and goes back to bed. And he wakes up in the morning, and his wife is bruised to hell, scrubbing up this closet, and he's horrified. And she has made him his favorite breakfast. She's thrilled with him because she knows if that means if he is like violently getting women out like that, he's been faithful while he's on tour.
I love it.
And so she was thrilled that this, 6-foot man.
If we ever want Joey Belladonna for anything, like I can probably get him. He's the greatest singer. He also has a Journey tribute band, and he's actual friend. He's been on our show maybe 3 times, but we were at an event in New York where we all stayed at the same hotel for like 4 days, and we would go out to eat. We had a blast. Going all over the place with him and his wife and a bunch of other people.
And I didn't know who they were.
He didn't know who they were.
I had no idea who they were, and I was just a friend. And I said to him, "So what is it you do?" And he told me who he did, but I still didn't know.
He didn't know who he was. But then we were at a show, and he closed out this show. And we all got on stage and sang like a Journey song with him or some shit. You know, all of us on stage at the same time singing Journey with Joey Belladonna. It was like the greatest thing ever in front of like 1,000 people. We had a blast.
And his wife is a sweetie pie.
Fabulous. She's fabulous. Okay, so we only have like a minute. So we should tell everybody you tune into Behind the Scenes. Tune into Behind the Scenes on YouTube on Fridays. Her Insta Summer Helene, Lady Summer Helene's Instagram is TuneInBTS. She also has another one, but Summer Helene was stolen or something. I forgot.
But no, so it's the Baroness. I'm fighting with Instagram over one of my social medias, but you can find me. It's the Baroness is one, Summer Helene, or you can @TuneInBTS. That's if you want Bear and I both. That's the show. It talks about behind the scenes in Hollywood. And then, of course, we have a lot of TV shows coming out. We have a lot of reality shows coming out. I have some with Fox, some with Lifetime. I've got a musical and stage play, which, let's face it, I have no talent, so I'm going to be leaning on Jimmy for that. And then, of course, we have Bear, we have the Olympics, we have a whole bunch going on.
We love it. So we'll stay in touch, and I'm going to call you later. We want to thank you for coming on. We want to thank Bear for coming on last week. Please give our love to Alexis, because Alexis is the coolest.
She's incredible.
You guys, this is how great Alexis is. When Ron was having difficulty with his niece, she actually called and said, you want me to bring over food, or can I bring over cookies, or what can I do to help? I mean, she's really like a one of a kind.
I was having what?
When you had your problems with your knee.
Yeah.
She was fabulous.
She's a sweetheart.
She's just fabulous. And you guys are fabulous too. So thank you so much for coming on. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you soon.
And you look wonderful.
You look fabulous.
Keep it up.
All right.
Bye.
We should get together one day.
Yes, I owe you dinner. We were supposed to bring you over for dinner after we'd come to your house for dinner, and then you got sick and we paused everything. So I still want to make you dinner.
Thank you.
Whatever. Let's just get together.
I like that.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye, sweetie. Bye.
I love her, you guys. She is like smart, she's like Michelle Kanan, you guys. She's like one of the smartest business people. Doesn't matter that she's a woman. It just happens to be that she's a woman. But she and Michelle Kanan are two of the smartest people that I know in this industry, and they're just super nice and fun too. So you gotta enjoy all of it. All right, chat room. What's up, everybody? We got a bunch of people added in there since she came, but I'm just saying hi to everybody. We're going to take a quick music break because our next guest should be coming on. He's here. He says we'll be with him soon. We're going to do a quick music break. Let's do Rob Sand, Remember My Name, you guys. Here's Rob Sand, and then we'll be back with our second guest, Hilton Ariel Ruiz.
Yeah, hold up, let me do my thing. Hold up, let me sip my drink. You don't even know my story. You ain't ever felt my pain. Yeah, I've been through the rain when it's stormy, but I know that the weather's don't change. They telling me that life is a gamble, so I bet you gon' remember my name. This year I ain't stopping till I make my way up to the top. Been working so hard, and now that I started, I won't ever stop. There's no time to be lazy, gotta give everything that I got. If you don't got nothing to bring to the table, you cannot reach in my pot, no. There's no way I'm sitting around all day, chilling and twiddling my thumbs. They asking me where I get all of my talents, I told them it comes from above. I never pay attention to the hate, I'm only acknowledging love. I cannot dwell on the negative, that's how you get stuck. Hold up, let me do my thing. Hold up, let me sip my drink. You don't even know my story, you ain't ever felt my pain. Yeah, I've been through the rain when it's stormy, but I know that the weather's don't change. They telling me that life is a gamble, so I bet you gon' remember my name.
She don't even know my name, they ain't never felt my pain. I know when it's time to make a change, I know when it's time to switch lanes. I can be stuck driving on the wrong way, and I'm my pace when I'm doing all the gas. Whole lot of my tank, I don't think it gets empty. This shit ain't regular, you ain't gon' find anybody else doing everything that we do. Promise you we astronomical, it's so phenomenal. Started using my logic and all the impossible turned into probable. Now let me do my thing, baby can you hold my drink. They didn't know me last year, now they say my last name.
Hold up, let me do my thing. Hold up, let me sip my drink. You don't even know my story, you ain't ever felt my pain. Yeah, I've been through the rain when it's stormy, but I know that the weather's don't change. They telling me that life is a gamble, so I bet you gon' remember my name.
Hey, everybody. So that was Rob Sand, Remember My Name. Ron will be back in a second. He went to use the restroom. So we're going to go ahead and bring our guest on, though, anyway, and I can start talking to him because we're very good friends. What's up, Hilton?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? You hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Are you on a phone?
Yes, I am.
Can you turn it sideways or no?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, there we go. Now the screen sizes are the same on both of us.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
There you go. All right. Come up down a little bit because we're cutting off the top of your head. There we go.
All right. Now you can
see. You don't have to do that. Just move the phone down. There you go. All right. So what's up? How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. You know, here, man, it is hot today. The New York has been New York City, man. The weather's been really, really crazy out here. It's been one day fall, one day summer, one day spring. The other day the subways were all flooded, and today now it's just disgustingly humid and.
How hot is it?
It's right now. It's about 90, but it feels like 100 with the humidity. It's just gross.
Yeah, we were like 114 yesterday.
Yeah, really out there.
Humidity though, yeah, it's really hot. In August they're saying we're going to hit the high 120s, maybe even 130, which would.
Wow.
But we don't have the humidity, so it's not not terrible. But you can't go out though. Like literally, the rubber on your shoes like melts.
Oh man, yeah, no. Today was something else with the humidity.
All right, let me do.
Everything is cool, man. With you.
Everything is good. Let me do an intro quick. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, writer, director, producer, Hilton Ariel Ruiz. He's a rock star, you guys, and welcome to the show. Ron will be here with us in a second.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks again for bringing me on.
We have people in the chat room. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, what's up?
So is it flooding where you are? It doesn't flood where you are, right? That's more like in the city, or where's it?
In the city. I left the city a couple of years ago. I'm out now, right now in Long Island. But no, it does not.
You disappeared. What happened? He hung up?
There you go. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no, it doesn't flood up here as much out in Long Island. There are only by, you've been in Long Island many times. If you're by the shore, yeah, you're gonna have trouble. Anything by the shore of South Shore, especially South Shore, gets flooded really bad. I'm actually in the mid of Long Island. I'm in but right smack in the middle. No, like north and south, literally between LIE and Northern State. So it's right there in the middle. So there's no flooding here. But the city is just, it's been strange in the last couple of years about the subway getting flooded like that. Never used to years ago, never.
I know, it's so true. So we're actually coming to Pennsylvania, August.
There you are, you little son of a bitch.
August 16th.
How are you, baby?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Likewise.
I'm having my lunch. I'm hungry. I went for my lunch.
We're actually coming to Pennsylvania on August 16th. And then we're going to be in Pennsylvania for a week, and then we're going to go visit Ron's friends in Long Island and my business partner in Long Island. So we're going to be coming out your way.
What part of Long Island?
Middle Island.
No.
Mount Sinai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like 20-25 minutes away from me. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, so I want to come and hook up so we can meet.
Yeah,
that would be terrific. So you guys, Hilton is famously known for his film Zombie with a Shotgun, which we've talked about and we'll talk about again in a little while. But now we're gonna actually talk about something different. Did I already tell you to say hi to the chat room or not? I forgot.
Yes. Hey, what's up, guys? How's everything?
Okay, there you go. All right. So he has a new movie. It's called The Amityville Lost Tape. And so tell us a little bit about this film.
What is it called?
The Amityville Lost Tape.
Lost Tape. Interesting.
So tell us a little bit. What's this baby about? And then I'll read the actual synopsis that you like.
Yeah. You want me to tell you what this film about? How the process of me getting the film together?
Yeah, because you said you shot this a long time ago.
Yeah. It's so interesting. As being a filmmaker, you know how it is. It's like I've been shooting projects for the last 30 years. I've gotten so much things like in my storage room, and there's like a lot of projects I did that I was kind of feeling like, hey, should I release this or not? Now, the project, the Amityville Lost Tape, which is interesting, it's ironic. It sort of was a lost tape, and on my storage because I could not find the master to the film for years. But when I first had the film, it was during the whole found footage era,
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
He's still there, though, or his name wouldn't be there, I think. Hilton, we lost you. Go back. Come back. Live TV, everybody. There we go. I don't know what happened. That happened once when you were gone, too. Hilton, you're almost there, but you're not. What happened?
Yes. You know what? It was an incoming phone call. When an incoming phone call comes, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. So just to wrap it up, just sum it up real quick. So I had done the project almost about 20 years ago, and I did it during the whole found footage era. And when I finally got the film out, for some reason that time I didn't want to put no music on it. I felt that it would have been more authentic. It would have had much more of a scary vibe. And so I put no music on it, and I kind of felt like, oh man, this is crazy. Why did I do this? Right. And if you look, times is different now. There's YouTube and there's streaming services. You could put it. That time there was nothing out there. So I was like, oh man, this is going to be a really hard sell with no music. And then I just put it to the side and continued to do other projects. And as years came, beginning of this year, I went in my storage, cleaned it out, and I found the master. I was like, oh my God.
That doesn't have anything to do with Ronald and
who?
Ronald and the murders.
No, well, so basically the story is about, it's a project where it's a familiar horror film. You have these three people that are going out to find out paranormal. There's such thing as paranormal energy, entity. They go out, they study EVPs, they do, they go into the tarot world, they get their cards read, they play with the Ouija board, and they're trying to find that if there is something there's such thing as this sort of energy, evil, good, bad. And one of their main concerns is visiting the Amityville horror, the home itself. And just for trivia, the film is actually shot in front of the house of Amityville. I'm not going to say anything else. Got to watch the film to see what happens during that time. But we actually go in front of the home. And basically the film is basically to find out what is going on, if there is such thing as this evil energy that exists around all these sort of elements. So it even is
Is there an older character apart from me?
The film's already shot. We're going to show the trailer.
Yeah, we shot the film.
It just came available.
It's available now on Amazon.
When did you shoot it?
20 years ago.
About 20 years ago.
I couldn't have done it. I wasn't born yet.
I wasn't either. So.
Hang on. First of all, hey, Juan, throw up the poster for me real quick, Juan. So this is what the poster for the Amityville Lost Tape. Where's it streaming? You just on Amazon, or where's it streaming?
It's streaming on Amazon, and right now it's also streaming on Fawsome Future TV.
Oh, Fawsome. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Fawsome, cool. And it's on Amazon Prime.
Now, do you live near the Amityville house?
I do. I live about maybe 15 minutes away.
Does it look a lot different now than it did back in the 70s and 80s?
They changed.
Yeah, they did change it. It's
okay. That's good.
The window's been changed. The address has been changed.
Yeah, they changed the address by 2 digits.
And the window, the upstairs window where the bees are supposed to be. That's
so the original home. The original home that they shot the film, the original home that they shot in Amityville Horror, the film itself, was shot in New Jersey, but it does look very familiar from the film from the house that was shot for the film.
I've been to the Amityville house so many times when I lived on Long Island.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's off a really main road. I mean, it's it's not like what you think, you have to go deep into this area. No, it's a really main road. You make a right, boom, house is right there. It's not nothing. It's right off the head.
Our very dear friend Stephen Namoli lived 2 doors down from Ronald, and he knew him. He used to play with him when they were young. And he said that there was no indication that he was crazy, that he would kill his family. It was drugs. He was on acid, LSD, and that's what made him kill his family.
Yeah, no, I've heard many stories. I heard one like that,
No, that's because Stephen knew him well.
Yeah.
So wait a sec. So the Amityville horror movies weren't actually shot at the Amityville horror house?
No, it was a home that in New Jersey that they shot the film. But it looks familiar. It has the same dock because it's right off the water, and it is not as creepy and spooky as the film, the house itself, and it is not as it doesn't have that big backyard, because there is a home that's literally maybe 30 feet away next to the other home. And again, if the trivia is that if you watch the film, we literally shoot right in front of the home. Again, I'm not going to say anything what happens when we go there because something does happen.
No, but I like the premise of your story because it's not like all the other movies. It's a very good idea. All these people trying to find out if there is such a thing.
So here, I'll read that. I took this off. I don't know if this is off IMDb, probably the Amityville Lost Tape. A trick-or-treater discovers a lost VHS tape revealing the final moments of 3 students investigating paranormal legends in Amityville, New York. From EVPs to Bloody Mary, their quest for proof spirals into a blur of reality and evil. Is that the right synopsis?
That is the right synopsis. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Bloody
Sounds
Mary.
good. Sounds excellent.
What is Bloody Mary?
What?
Is Bloody Mary? I mean, I see figures actually, but I don't actually know the story of Bloody Mary. Is there a story for Bloody Mary?
It's the Bloody Mary urban legend. If you say 13 times, in front of a mirror, that you'll be able to see, something would appear. They actually do. It's funny because the trailer actually shows that scene. So that is like an urban legend of saying Bloody Mary 13 times in front of the mirror. So that is one of the studies they go to deep dive into, and they meddle in all these sort of like urban legends and stuff, which is
it's kind of like Candyman. Like if you say Candyman,
correct? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Candyman probably got a little bit inspired of that whole thing. And I think there's another one. I forget the name that you have to say it about 13 times. I forget, but the film does begin because we also shot new footage. I wanted to give something different also by just releasing the film. Also, I wanted to do a kind of like a modern kind of time where there's a trick-or-treater that finds this tape in the beginning of the film. And there's a little story to that as well. I'm not going to say it as well. You have to watch. There is a sort of post-credit kind of thing there. You have to watch to see what happens.
All right, so Juan, I'm going to let Hilton introduce the film, and then you play the trailer that says the Amityville Lost Tape trailer. So you introduce it, and then you hang on. We're going to play it for everybody.
All right, guys. If you guys are interested in watching my latest horror film, The Amityville Lost Tape, here's the trailer.
Did you see something already? No, I'm just jumping the gun on my fear factor. I'm really jittery. Alright, let's see. I just don't like how Rob's response time is like... Can you see anything? No. Is that bad? I can see our faces in the light. Let me light one more then. It's lighted. It's all light. Just... Yeah. Alright, 4 candles. That should be good. Alright. Yep. Okay. That should be enough, and I'll hold one up to our faces. Alright, here we go. How many times are we supposed to do this? 13. I don't know. I don't think I can count to 13 straight away. Alright. So what we're looking at now is our joint reflection in the mirror. We're both in the screen. And we're both on the count of 3, I guess. Bloody Mary. This is ridiculous. Alright, I'll count it up. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let's just do it faster. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Bloody Mary, 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 Bloody Mary.
I love it. So I have a question. Yes. So you guys, the Amityville Lost Tape is available on Amazon and Fawcett TV. We can hear you. Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Oh boy.
He says, "Oh boy." I don't know why. Oh, there we go. You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me? Hang on, guys. We'll be back with Hilton in 1 second. But it's called the Amityville Lost Tape. It's available on, if you haven't heard of Fawcett, it's FAWESOME TV. It's also available on Amazon Prime, or Amazon, I guess, Amazon Prime. And it looks fun. Again, I have a question for him because I wonder what it's like if he shot it 20 years ago. I wonder if he's still friends with the people who were in it, since they made it a long time ago and it got shelved and never got made.
Well,
he
you
needs
can
to
answer
refresh
that
the page.
question. You
Hang
can
on.
answer that question yourself.
They said you got to refresh the page. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if it was Wi-Fi or I was getting text messages that were coming in.
Either way, so we just showed the trailer. I told everybody it's on Amazon and Fossum TV, and my question to you is, first of all, it looks fun. So are you still friendly with the people that are starring in the movie because you shot it such a long time ago, or have they gone by the wayside?
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm still friends with them. It's been a while since we've gotten to do anything together, but a lot of the actors actually did multiple projects with me on my past projects. Even some of my old projects, you go online and see in streaming services. So we're really close but here's the thing, as time goes by, unfortunately they choose another path, for work, and,
Yes.
so that's, it happens. And, they all, a lot of them went their different ways, left New York. So yeah.
Hey, so this is a hard business to make a living.
It's a very hard business. It's very hard. And I have to say that the 3 actors in that film, did an amazing job. When I knew if I was going to do a found footage project, that even back then, I wanted to get theater trained actors. I felt like they were the best to go in to do a found footage project, because a lot of the stuff is, you have to improvise at some times, a lot of times actually. So I've said to myself, is it going to be actors, film actors, or theater actors? And I went the route of getting trained theater actors to come in to do the film.
Do you think theater actors are better than do you think in general theater actors are just for found footage, or just in general?
No, not at all.
I think they're, they're just, I mean, they're both good. I just felt to do, because, in theater, you can, in theater, there's a continuing sort of theatrical sort of performance that you have to do. And there's sometimes that in a fly that you have to do something if something goes wrong or anything like that. Where film actors, they're used to
think on your feet.
Exactly.
We do that in film.
But they can cut.
And film actors, they're waiting. There are scenes. There's scenes. There are takes.
I think that's theater snobbery. New York is very theater snobbery. No, New York.
But so when going into shooting a film, they're used to shooting, scenes and takes, and they're reading for what scene we're doing, what take we're doing. So they're used to doing that. Where theater actors are used to okay, let's just perform. So that was my take. It's very subjective. There's no right or wrong to say who's better or not. Was just my sort of.
Hilton.
That was just my opinion of this.
I get it.
No. But this is good argument. I like it. It makes a good show. Listen.
Yeah.
In theater, I've done both. I've done a lot of theater. Theater, you don't see my facial expressions because the distance is too far. So I get away with murder. I depend on my dialogue and hands, body language. In film, when I work film and they come in this tight, I have to worry about not blinking. I have to worry about how do I hold my mouth when I speak so I don't look like a stroke victim. So you see, there's a whole different working attitude. The work on stage is easier than film. Film is over and over again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And you get weak, you get tired. You say, oh, fuck it. I don't want to do it anymore. But theater.
But also in theater, you can't stop because you have a live audience.
No, of course. But I've had a lot of fuck ups in theater that we roll with it.
That's what he's saying.
And I've also said to the audience, sorry about that. And you get applause.
Listen, I found to work with found footage projects that theatrical actors through theater are I would say much better. Yeah. I just think that, but again, they also worked on film as well. But like I said, at that time, that's what I felt. And also at that time I was lucky to get them, because it's not now these days, it's hard to get anybody now. I think it's harder now in New York, 20 years ago, you can put an ad and get like 50 people that want to be in a film. Like now it's just not possible anymore. Like, you know, it was so easier to get actors 20 years ago.
Everything has changed so much.
Well, there are no more actors. Now there are, I want to be famous. I want my friends to see me in a movie. And all stupid shit. I'm in the business 65 years.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm 19, I'm 85. So I know the business up, down, in, out, and backwards. I could tell you anything about it. And I know that the business is full of shit. That's my final outcome. It's all about me, no matter who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's about me. I need to make money. I want my movie to make money.
Yeah.
It's just changed. People like me, we work for the work. I love, listen, Hilton, I don't need the money I make.
No, I get it. Listen, you know, an artist itself, there has to be some sort of, there has to be some sort of self-indulging when you're an artist, you know, like you're self-indulgent to you. And I get that. As an artist, you know, we've met so many artists in our lifetime, and there has to be some self-centered in it, you know, because you're an artist, you're trying to perform and show like, this is me, this is my work. My work is great. My work is so I get it. There's an element of that to all artists.
That's not who I am, right?
And you know,
I'm the opposite.
It definitely comes with the territory, and you know, that's just how it is. I don't think it's ever going to change. And I get it now. You're right, because everyone has now their own channel, from whatever it is, YouTube, Instagram to TikTok. So there is more of a self-importance.
If you do not,
there is so much of that. Yes.
If you do not want to create when you are in a movie, get the hell out of that movie. You don't deserve to be there. I have a lot of directors that say to me, wow, you really take this to heart, huh? I said, of course I take it to heart. It's a movie. We have to play it right. We have to be the people in that script. What are you talking about? I'm too sensitive. I'm too intense about it. I'm not intense about it. But if you want good work out of me, you have to give me the freedom to do so. You can't say, oh, that was good, when I know it wasn't. And I say to you, no, I don't think it was good because I burped. when I was supposed to kiss her, I burped in her face. That's not good.
Now, I think there are a lot of people who want to make.
Who
love the acting. He likes the work. I think
work.
there are a lot of people who are in it just, you know, for fame and glory, but they're never going to get fame and glory doing independent.
I never got fame, glory, or money. I've always done it. Sometimes I work for free because I want to do the work. I love the work. I love to become somebody else. I love it.
That's the best way to be. So, you guys, Hilton's film again is called The Amityville Lost Tape, and it's on Amazon and Fossum TV. And Amazon, I said Amazon, right? Not Amityville. It's on Amazon. So check it out. It's really inexpensive. It's a lot of fun to watch. Then he's got his other film, you guys, that we're still working on the sequel. It's called Zombie with a Shotgun. This is a huge hit film.
When's that coming out?
The sequel, we're working on raising the money for the sequel. The first one's been out for years.
No, I know the sequel.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're getting close. And so Zombie with a Shotgun, you guys. Zombie with a Shotgun is... First of all, it's all Hilton. He's a superstar. Zombie with a Shotgun is the feature adaptation of the popular web series of the same name. Aaron and Rachel are on the run due to the fact that Aaron is infected by what seems to be a zombie virus. As the story unfolds, they find that there is more to this infection than it seems. For some reason, he has not developed the full zombie virus. He seems to be trapped in a transitional phase which grants him certain abilities. One of them is the ability to communicate with other zombies. I love that part. This makes Aaron a valuable pawn as he's being pursued by shadowy figures with ulterior motives. Now he must stay alive or undead long enough to figure out the source of his infection. So, you guys, this is like a cult film. It's very, very popular. Also based on, how many comic books are there?
5.
5 comic books. Which is the coolest thing ever, because you guys know how much I like the whole comic book aspect of everything. Yeah. We're working on Zombie with the Shotgun too, raising funds, and anybody who's interested, you could hit either one of us up for that.
I'm in that one.
You will be in it. You'll be somebody in it. I don't know who, but you'll be somebody.
Somebody would.
Yes, and
that's called favoritism.
No, no, you're a good actor, so you'll be in
I
it.
know that, but that's called favoritism.
Oh,
You're
well.
supposed to tell me that's a perfect part for you.
Well, I haven't read it in like 2 years, so I have to like go back and read it again. But I look at the pitch deck and I'm pitching it, you guys. This is going to be great. The first one was really great. Hilton's super talented, you guys. This first one, I can't tell you how low the budget was, but it was very low and it was very successful. Not very many films with this low of a budget would even be able to get a release. I want to play the trailer for everybody to look at it. So introduce the trailer and then play the Zombie with the Shotgun trailer, but introduce it for us, Hilton.
Yes, guys. So Zombie with a Shotgun, it started as a web series. I have the web series also on streaming service, and it is back now on streaming service, only available on Amazon right now, but it's going to be on Tubi soon and everything back on it. Used to be on every platforms, but I had to take back the rights to my film, and that's just another business thing in the filmmaking. But here's a trailer for Zombie with a Shotgun, the feature.
Better be careful with that gun.
Of course.
Take them to the lab and get them tested and processed immediately.
And now with this dream becoming a reality, I will give you anything you want for your great contribution.
What is so special about them?
Not sure.
Listen, we're both going to die.
So let's make it easy.
Your government doesn't tell you everything you need to know.
Lied to me.
So Zombie with a Shotgun, you guys, it's back on streaming again on, what did you say, Amazon?
On Amazon, yes.
So
And
both
it's a
films
good
are on
one.
Amazon.
And it's a good one, so watch it.
And wait till you guys see in the sequel, because we've added, I didn't add them. Hilton has added, some other kind of cool characters, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It won't be just zombies.
Yes, it's going to be lots of fun.
It's going to be lots of fun.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh, it'll be scary too.
Yeah, it probably will be kind of scary.
It'll be very scary. That
Yeah,
guy's face.
definitely. Yeah,
That's-
going to be.
that was
I mean,
something
one of the
zombie.
elements, vampires, we're adding onto the whole mix to the zombie world. So that's implied also in the poster when you see the poster. That there's a.
There you go. Zombie.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Ron loves vampires.
I love vampires. I'll play a vampire.
He loves vampires. He has a vampire movie that's going to get made next year, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Called O Negative, so it
O
should be a lot
Negative.
of fun.
I love
that one. I play a father who's a vampire, and I'm telling my daughter, who's come of age, that I'm gay and I'm a vampire. So I take her to a land where I teach her all about being gay and being a vampire. It's a wonderful script. It's intelligent, and I'm playing it totally different than any vampire you have ever seen. I will
love
be.
it.
Oh no, I'm going to be the most charismatic, lovable vampire until I'm hungry. Then when I'm hungry, forget what I look like.
So you guys too, you can follow Hilton on Instagram. He's at Hilton Ariel Ruiz. He's also Zombie with a Shotgun on Instagram.
That script was written by Ming Ballard.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to be getting stuff done. Okay, so we have 6 minutes left. So what else we got to promote for you, Hilton? Anything else new coming up?
As of now, I mean, yeah, I mean, right now, just to go back to, I had Big Gun Zombie with a Shotgun web series. If people want to go see how it all started, I do have the web series. It's also on Amazon. It's also on Flawsome. It's in a lot of places, but those are the two places that a lot of people go into. And then Amazon, I had the feature all over the streaming services. And again, like I said, I had to take it back about maybe a couple months ago. And now they just added it about a month ago back on Amazon, and waiting for the other streaming service to take back the feature. Like I said, I just got Tubi, a notification that Tubi is taking it back. So yeah, again, if anybody wants to know how it started, the web series is called Zombie with a Shotgun: The Beginning. And that's where it all started, and that's where the feature, and now we're working on the sequel. And hopefully we get that done soon. It'd be pretty, it'd be really awesome.
It's going to be fabulous, you guys.
Where'd you get the idea? Zombie with a shotgun. What made you connect the two? A shotgun with a zombie? Interesting.
Well, the whole thing happened. Well, the story was, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do my own interpretation of the whole zombie mythology, right? And I was tired of I've always thought about, like, if you ever watch like Michael Jackson in Thriller, right? He had evolved to like one of the badass zombies, right? He was able to dance and move and everything, right? And if that came out in 1984, 85, that Thriller video. And you started to say to yourself, why did it devolve back to like, I want brains, I walk slow? And I said to myself, well, why isn't everybody brought back that smart sort of like zombie that, like how, he's dancing and everything. So I said, I wanted to just go back to that and have a zombie that was half man, half amazing, but half man, half zombie. And basically me growing up in New York City in Chinatown, just living through the whole AIDS epidemic, I felt like it was sort of like, I wanted to take that world that I saw during that crazy 80s where everybody was scared of somebody being sick and nobody was able to do anything. And that's how the zombie world is, right? We just feel like zombies, they're infected, so we got to kill them. It just made like no sense to me, like, and felt like that sort of like remind me of that whole era during the 80s. So I said I wanted to take that story and just bring it back to like how it was, like, because I'm infected, you have to kill me. Why is that? So then I created a whole story of just like having the main character being a zombie, and then throughout the whole Zombie with a Shotgun basically was also inspired for like Hobo with a Shotgun, which was a very popular film and title. And I was like, hey man, having a title for a zombie film is very important because there's so many zombie films that come out yearly. Hundreds of zombie films. Yeah. And how am I going to separate myself from everybody? And I just thought the title was very cool, quirky, sexy, funny. It was awesome. And I think that just nailed the fact that many people watched the film for that reason. A lot of it, the title. So that's how everything came together.
I think that title
the title works well because it's such a catchy title. Zombie with a Shotgun. Yeah. Interesting. It tells a story. The title tells a story.
Plus, you did something with zombies that nobody else has done.
No, it makes people want to see, why does a zombie have a shotgun?
And nobody else has done it where the zombie doesn't change into a full zombie. Nobody's done that.
No, and as a title of a movie sells a movie. And I tell a lot of my friends that when the title stinks, they say, what do you think? I say, your title stinks. What would you say, Ron? Well, don't just say my title is Death. The fuck is Death? I'm not interested in the movie Death. Tell me about it. You're Dead, the title. It has to tell you what the movie's got to. It's got to.
Plus the graphics you can do for zombies.
How many movies do you remember and know where the title made you go to the movie? How many? Many, hundreds.
The title and the poster. For me, the poster, like I've seen a lot of movies that have great posters, but they have great posters, but then the movie stinks, and half the time what's on the poster has nothing to do with the movie.
Right, but
posters sell things, and with you was because you do such phenomenal artwork for everything since you did the comic book and all the different things. Your artwork is always like top notch,
right.
number one.
That was a big key. That was a really big key. That definitely have to. Simone Guglielmini, which is a great comic book artist who's done.
And the other thing about your title, you don't forget it. Most titles of a movie, I say, what movie we're going to go see? I forgot. You won't forget the title to that. Zombie with a Shotgun. that title sticks.
Even with your, we only have a minute, but even with your title of the sequel, you didn't write Zombie with the Shotgun 2. You wrote Zombie with the Shotgun Reloaded. You know,
that's fabulous.
Automatically.
That's absolutely fabulous.
I get it. I get messages almost daily of people saying to me, when is the sequel coming out? When are we going to see part 2? And I was like, and a lot of it's like they want to see it again. Like you said, the title is really like so catchy. Just people say, oh, I want to see Zombie Shotgun 2. I want to see, you know, and I just say, hey, we're trying. We're really trying.
So there you go. So you guys, this is Hilton Ariel Ruiz. Follow him on Instagram, Hilton Ariel Ruiz, or Zombie with the Shotgun. Check out both of his films. Both are streaming now on Amazon, The Amityville Lost Tape and Zombie with the Shotgun. We want to thank you for coming on. We'll talk later.
I want to say something. I just did a movie with the title is fabulous. It's the third one, okay? And it's Clown Motel, 3 Ways to Hell. So it's Clown Motel 3, but the Ways to Hell changes the whole structure. I thought the title was brilliant.
That is a good title. That is.
It's a
3 Ways to Hell. And you know what? There's a scene in it where I look out the window at the desert and very solemn, I say, today we're fighting the clowns here. Tomorrow, the desert, 3 Ways to Hell. And it brought the title right. Of course, I did it differently, not like now. But I loved all that.
We gotta go. We gotta go. We're out of time. We gotta go.
Hey, listen.
Right. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you, guys.
As soon as I get an update, I'll call you. Thanks so much. Bye, superstar.
Bye, Hilton.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next week. We got a great show next week. We have A1, the super duper boy band coming on, multi-platinum. I can't wait. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, with a star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be. Jimmy Stuck, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.